There is such a Chinese auto brand that some people call it the Huawei of the auto industry, because it competes with international big brands on its own. With the gradual popularity of the new energy vehicle market, its market value has soared, following Tesla and Toyota Group, ranking third in the global auto industry. It is BYD. After the success of BYD, the value of its founder Wang Chuanfu has risen rapidly, even surpassing Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. About 20 years ago, Chinese billionaire Wang Chuanfu had a plan to buy a failing state car manufacturer and replace its internal combustion engines with batteries to launch his own electric vehicles venture. Today, his company BYD has dethroned Tesla as the most popular driven cars in the market. In July, BYD's stock jumped 90% despite the ongoing COVID-19 cases in China as he raked in another $7 billion. BYD's success has propelled the Shenzhen-based company, still little known outside China, to the front lines of a battle for survival among carmakers as more of the world's vehicles are electrified and automated. Wang, who last year ranked as the 22nd richest person in China with a fortune of more than $25 billion, is at the heart of an intensifying competition between China, the US, and Europe over access to resources, control over supply chains, and ownership of consumer data that will shape the future of the car industry. Now, forget Musk and meet Wang Chuanfu. And here's what you should know about him. How did he dethrone Elon Musk's Tesla? How did Wang Chuanfu make BYD bigger and stronger? In today's video, we will talk about the entrepreneurial story of BYD and its founder Wang Chuanfu. Okay, let's get started. Wang was born in a poor rural family in Anhui, China. His father died of illness when he was in junior high school, which made life even more difficult for this poor family. In order to reduce the burden on the family, her elder brother had to drop out of school to work, his younger sister was sent away, and her older sisters also get married at a very young age. In a family of 6, only Wang and his mother were left to depend on each other in an instant. The changes in the family made Wang precocious. He understood that only by studying hard can he change the status quo of his family. During the senior high school entrance examination, Wang missed 2 exams due to his mother's sudden death. Wang thought of dropping out of school, but his brother insisted that he must go to school. After Wang entered high school, he only slept for a few hours every day and devoted himself to his studies. His teachers said that Wang is the hardest working student they have ever taught. In 1983, Wang Chuanfu was admitted to Central South University with the highest grade in. To enable him to complete his education, his sister-in-law sold her dowry to pay for his tuition, and his brother even moved his family to Changsha, thousands of miles away, just to take care of him while supporting the family. Due to his excellent grades, he went to Beijing to study for graduate school. In his second year of work, he was exceptionally promoted to a middle-level cadre. So, how did Wang dethrone Elon Musk's Tesla? In dethroning Elon Musk, Wang also achieved what General Motors, Ford, and Volkswagen have all failed to do. Even Musk underestimated him, said Tu Lu, managing director of Beijing-based consultancy Sino Auto Insights. But there is no doubt that his ambition equals his peers or competitors. This guy is a combination of Thomas Edison and Jack Welch, something like Edison in solving technical problems, and something like Welch in getting done what he needs to do, Munger said of Wang, to Fortune. I have never seen anything like it. BYD now competes with Musk's Tesla in becoming the world's largest electric cars manufacturer. But ironically, Musk dismissed his product. Have you seen their car? Musk said in a 2011 Bloomberg interview. I don't think they make a good product. So how did Wang beat out Musk? The tenacious businessman seemed to encounter less issues during the COVID-19 pandemic and even made fat profits due to his company's ability to diversify supply chains and production bases, unlike Musk, who had to shut down his China company to comply with Shanghai's punishing 2-month lockdown. BYD also has a unique business model where it doesn't source parts from specialized manufacturers. Instead, it manufactures its own chips and batteries as well as EVs, 90% of BYD car parts, and thus protects the company from supply and logistic strains. This year, BYD beat out Tesla in sales after they sold 641,350 new energy vehicles in the first half of 2022, while Tesla only delivered around 564,740 vehicles. When asked why Wang sought after building an electric car company, he said that as petrol was set to create an environmental problem, we needed to start developing electric cars. The future of electric cars in China is very bright. Then, how did Wang Chuanfu make BYD bigger and stronger? It is a sharp contrast to his upbringing, which according to biographical notes published by Beijing research group GAFCL. Born in Huawei County in Anhui Province to a family of poor farmers, the 56-year-old business mogul was raised by his siblings after they lost their parents. After the death of his parents, his siblings' hopes for social advancement fell on Wang's promise as a student. He earned a place at a research institute for non-ferrous metals in Beijing, first to study, then to teach. In Beijing, an idea began to percolate. China's nascent battery producers could and should compete with Japan. But Wang faced immense struggles in the beginning due to the lack of government funding for researchers and resorted to borrowing money from relatives to set up his nickel battery shop. Frustrated by the lack of dynamism at the state-run organization, in the mid-1990s Wang relocated to Shenzhen, southern China, just as it was transforming from a sleepy fishing village into a global manufacturing hub. The mass migration from rural areas gave the city's factories the cheap labor they needed to compete with rivals in Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. While Wang is prepared to defy convention, in the 2 decades that followed BYD in some ways stuck to a well-worn path among successful East Asian corporates of tearing apart Japanese and US products and finding ways to replicate the underlying technologies. Like many Chinese manufacturers, the group has denied numerous claims of intellectual property theft. However, Wang and his top lieutenants told a group of academic researchers in 2018 that it was during BYD's early years, making batteries and other components for Siemens, Nokia and Motorola, that the company was handed a key lesson in manufacturing. Seemingly minor, innocuous problems in small components, when multiplied across a vast number of suppliers, had a cumulative effect. Phones did not work. As a result, BYD set about a process of mastering technologies from its finished batteries all the way to the lithium and nickel mines. Today, BYD's vertical integration controlling the supply chain from the minerals to the computer chips used in vehicles is regarded by industry executives and analysts as world-class. Rival carmakers have for several years been frustrated by logistics bottlenecks and shortages of key parts. BYD, meanwhile, has produced its own auto chips and sold its own batteries to rivals, including Tesla. Okay, that's all for today. Please put your comments below and share your insightful ideas with other people. Thank you so much for your continuous support. Your precious time with us is highly appreciated. See you.